Привет, друзья! Как дела? My name is Fedor, and today you will learn how to say shut up in Russian. But if you want to learn how to communicate well in Russian and finally speak Russian, then join our Be Fluent Camp. It starts tomorrow, June 27th. Don't miss out, it's the first link in the description. So if you want to learn how to speak Russian, join up. We're starting very soon. Back to the video. In Russian, I have 7 phrases that I have thought of, different phrases to say shut up, from the very kind of like a polite one kind of to a very offensive one. Of course, you can never be too polite when saying shut up to somebody, right? When you are telling somebody to do something, most of the time it's going to be very offensive or demanding of somebody, okay? And so today you're gonna have 7 different phrases to learn in order of, being rude. So the first one is going to be the mostly polite one, all the way down to the very offensive ones, okay? So the first word for today is тихо. And тихо means quiet, okay? You tell somebody to be quiet. Of course, in English, hey, be quiet is very offensive, but in Russian, тихо is not that. It's just simply like, for example, you're trying to watch your news report, right? And somebody is talking next to you. Maybe it's your brother, your parents, whatever. And just tell them, тихо, я хочу послушать. Quiet, I want to listen. And they won't take any offense. I promise you they won't. Because that's kind of like a non-offensive way of saying quiet to somebody. All right? Second one is хватит разговаривать, which means enough of talking. Again, this one is not the most rude one. It's kind of like a neutral one. Neutral to a little bit offensive, okay? If you just tell somebody, again, you're watching your show and somebody's talking next to you, just tell them, хватит разговаривать, мне не слышно. Stop talking, I cannot hear anything. Хватит разговаривать. Okay? Again, it's not most offensive, it's not the most mean one. But at the same time, of course, be careful when you use it, right? You cannot just tell some stranger, hey, хватит разговаривать. It's not gonna be okay. You cannot tell somebody that you don't know to be quiet. But if it's in a family circle, if it's your friends, then go ahead and use this one when you want somebody to be quiet. Third one is помолчи, and it comes from a stem of молчать. Молчать is a verb that is like an action of being silent or remaining silent. Okay, in English we don't have that, but in Russian we do, and it means to be silent. And помолчи is kind of like be silent for a little bit, remain silent for a little bit. Okay, it doesn't really, you're not telling somebody to shut up, but you just tell them, hey, be quiet for a little bit. For example, a very good example actually, you're talking to somebody and you have a conflict with them and you want to resolve it and you're expressing your point of view and they keep cutting you off, and you can tell them, помолчи, дай мне сказать, be quiet for a little bit, let me talk. Right? You're not being very offensive with this one, but you're just simply telling them, hey, be quiet for a little bit. But this fourth one, замолчи, is when it starts to get rude and offensive, okay? Замолчи, even though it comes from the same stem, but by changing that prefix, we change it from be quiet for a little bit to be quiet, okay? Замолчи means be quiet, and that's it, like be silent. This one is when it starts to get very offensive, okay? This one is like the middle one where we just crossed the line of being rude and offensive to people. So if you want somebody to be quiet and you want to say it with the passion and emotion, замолчи, and they're gonna, get quiet, I hope, and not punch you in the face. Okay? Fifth one is закрой рот. This one again is very offensive and very rude, and this one means close your mouth. Close your mouth, okay? So закрой рот means close your mouth. This one again is very offensive, and the way to use it, for example, an example of where this can be used is, for example, you see a mom and her son at the mall, and the son is crying, maybe yelling or something, and he is fussing with his mom, and his mom can tell him, закрой свой рот, close your mouth. In that situation, mom has a whole right to say it because that's her kid. She can be as rude and offensive to him as she wants to. That's her kid. Okay? And because he wouldn't shut up otherwise, and she has to be more expressive with it. But if you use it with a stranger, you might get in trouble, so be careful. Sixth one is заткнись. And заткнись is finally shut up in English. Заткнись is just like shut up, it's very offensive, and it can be taken very offensively because it's kind of like you are bringing them down by saying that to them. Okay, so again, use this one carefully and not overuse it with the strangers. But this last one is the most offensive one. The rudest one is завали. And завали, it comes from a word завалить, which means to kind of block or to fill up something. So for example, let's say there's an entrance of some sort, like a door to the house, and there's a whole bunch of snow outside, so you shovel it and you block the door so nobody can come in or out. That would be завалить. Okay, so you завалить that door. And завали refers to your face or to your mouth. Like, fill your mouth up and just shut up. All right? The reason why this завали is the most offensive one is because it's a one word out of a cuss phrase. Kids, pause this video, exit out of it, fast forward 20 seconds. Because that phrase is завали ебало. So the word завали by itself is not a cuss word, but завали ебало means close your fucking face or shut your fucking face up. Kind of like that, okay? And because we take one word out of it, the rest is assumed by any Russian. Any Russian will understand what you're trying to say. Anybody would get where you're going. And so they'll take a very huge offense at what you're saying. So завали is the ultimate shut up, very rude and very offensive one. And I recommend you only use it with your friends or in a safe circle. Because if you use this one, a stranger may take it very offensively and beat you up. Alright, that's it. That's all I have for today for you. If you want to speak Russian, join our Be Fluent Camp. It's right under me right now. Or continue learning the great Russian language with this next video.